Oh, mine's curled up on my, what is that? My robe.
I guess we're
Looking
doing
at me.
a cold
Oh,
open
we're live.
dogs. Yeah, we're live. All right.
Oh,
Well,
here we are.
yeah, welcome to the morning shoot around here on the Athletic NBA Daily. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. With me, I've got Zena Keita,
What up?
got Dave DuFour.
And I've got the cup.
Ha! Made it home
That's
to
right.
LA.
That's
There you
right.
Barely. Guys, I'm taking over the FBI. I don't know if you guys heard. Gonna be a change there. They're looking for a new podcaster. It's gonna be me.
Wait, are you serious right now?
No,
The thing is, like,
come
you
on.
can say anything right now
I
about
know.
what's going on, and I would be like,
know.
not
Well,
out of,
there is
not
a
out of line here.
direct. There is a direct podcaster to FBI director pipeline, and I'm just trying to get in it, guys.
Oh, gotcha. Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's-
I'm feeling the Vegas hangover.
Yeah.
Means I'm definitely ready for the job.
I wondered
Ooh.
if you guys had
Well done, Dave.
any leftover thoughts from the cup, just as we've gotten.
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Actually, I've got a couple takes.
Wait,
Here.
okay, before you get into your takes, I will say this because I think the takes are going to be actually about the basketball, but I just wanted to say this morning, like, I was randomly thinking about, man, I've been flying around, having to go to the cup, and it's holidays, I haven't shopped yet, etc., whatever. But then I was like, I can't imagine the NBA staff that is headquartered in New York being in Vegas a week before Christmas, before the holidays, like, being on site, making it incredibly simple for us, the media, to be welcomed to experience this, like, the NBA Cup. And I literally sent an email to one of their staff members to just be like, thank you. Because I can't even imagine. Like, I'm stressed with my schedule trying to figure out the holidays and being at the Cup and having a good experience, etc. And they made it really easy for us to enjoy it. And to, know where to be at what times, etc. So I just wanted to give a shout out to the NBA staff. Like, these people are hosting folks from all over the world for a very short period of time, in a different city than they typically are in. And so they've done a really great job of welcoming us and making it easy for us. Okay, Dave, takes away.
Knicks are lame for not hanging the banner.
Oh.
Okay. That's my take.
I agree.
Okay.
The cup is great. The cup is great. We talked the other day about the few issues with it, but the cup itself, fun. That title game was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we weren't even thinking about the Knicks like this, to be honest with you. I have a different opinion of the Knicks after watching them in that game. I thought that, like what we said with James the other day, they needed to win the game. I want to see what happens. What happens when the Knicks act like they're the best team, on the court. And I thought it was pretty good to see. But yeah, the cup is great. It's awesome. I disagree completely with James Edwards. Boo that man.
Yeah, people did.
They did. They booed the hell out of him.
Yeah.
They did.
I like the cup. And, it's funny. The whole premise of this was started around wanting to give games of consequence earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And just want to shout out, I know folks don't like it, but the WNBA was doing it. They've been doing it. The Commissioner's Cup is a thing, and it's fun. And I'm happy that they brought it over to the NBA, and the players like it. I would not have imagined how happy Karl Anthony Towns was to win that trophy. And after we saw him in the corridors holding on to that trophy. Okay.
Yeah.
He took that thing to dinner. That cup went to dinner.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So just to answer a question I see in the comments, I am 6'1". So the comment is more so about everyone.
Yeah. She's 6'1", and she's so good about giving us a little bit of grace and standing back. Doesn't look too tall.
Yeah. You can pick off my heels for one show. So there you go.
It's true. It's true.
That is true.
Okay, but hold on. To be fair, though, your feet hurt. It wasn't.
That's true. That's true.
It wasn't
that's true.
something where anybody was worried about it.
My feet did
hurt. Yeah. Nobody's worried about standing next to Zena.
Facts. Got confident men around me. I like.
That's right. Yeah. We're good.
I did think it was interesting what Adam Silver said about potentially playing these games at like blue blood college arenas.
Yeah.
Instead, I do think I mean, it's obviously in jeopardy whether or not they're going to play in Vegas again, which I think makes sense. I mean, as much as some people would want to talk about how the crowd was good, the crowd is not good.
Well, no. The crowd was good considering, right? It wasn't that it was a good crowd. It was our expectations were low. And the difference between the Knicks Magic game and the Spurs Thunder game on Saturday, I mean, it was night and day.
Yeah, but also like the difference between a good NBA crowd at a home arena versus what we saw for Thunder Spurs is the gap is giant.
Yeah,
the gap is giant.
And that was even with the Spurs. Like, oh, what were they doing the cheer? Dave, you know it.
Oh, the Go Spurs Go. I mean, they
were doing Go Spurs Goes, but they were also doing like the European like soccer cheers.
I'm going to give these guys the ultras, the Spurs ultras that were out there. I mean, that was a fun time.
Yeah.
But
imagine a whole arena of those.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
That Thunder Spurs game, that was the biggest game of the year. And if it had been in one of the home arenas, it would have been pretty amazing as far as the atmosphere goes. That being said, game was great. I enjoyed it being in the building. But it does seem like it's going away. I don't like the idea of playing in the college towns. I actually would rather make it for the fans of the teams and just let's make it a home game. It's it's fine.
Yeah,
I think there's a limit. You have to. We're trying to monetize and do all these other things. Just give the fans.
You're doing too much.
I think it's doing too much. Exactly. Give the fans of these teams the opportunity to support them in their hometowns. Like, what are we talking about right now? It's a little much. Yeah.
I actually like the idea of it being in a smaller arena. I think it's an interesting experiment. I think
could it be in the town where the team is from?
I don't know. I'm okay with being neutral site.
What's the smallest?
I'm gonna put it like this. Imagine that Knicks Spurs game. We take it to Duke's Cameron Indoor Stadium. You want that?
Stinks.
I would like to see it. Yes.
I don't even know if North Carolina would show up for either one of those teams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. It just feels random.
Well, the teams need to do a better job of just like sending fans there. Like, get your. I mean, we're only filling what is it like 8,000 maybe that can fit.
Yeah,
indoor.
There's a smaller arena available in Vegas, but you know.
Yeah, I know. I just wonder about it being in a different setting like that.
Yeah.
I just think that they need to try something else because I just don't think Vegas. I mean, while it's been really fun, it's been fun for us. I don't know that it's the best thing for the league and like the best look for the league to try to fill that arena.
Well, again, their goal is they want a Super Bowl like event. They want a tent pole event. They want people to travel for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you put it in Lawrence, Kansas. Are we going there?
Heck yeah.
I just don't think so, Andrew. That's all. Like,
you can't see my face if you're listening, but I'm just like
the reality of the NBA doing something in one of these non-NBA arenas. I just think it's small. And if I was one of the team owners, I wouldn't be happy about that either. I would say, hey, just give us the extra home night. Now that has its own challenges because obviously the arenas have other things going on. During the season.
That's the tricky part.
But that's how they wound up I think that's how they wound up with this neutral site in Vegas. It's just easier to book that out ahead of time than it is to say, hey, we're going to keep this date open at the Intuit Dome. I know you guys want to get Beyonce to roll through here that night, but the NBA Cup is more important. So let's just save that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Saving the date for an NBA game is tough if you don't think you're actually going to get it.
Yeah. Or maybe you just book it at like an NBA hungry city like Kansas City, Seattle. You know, you just like
in my opinion.
I like the final in Vegas though. It gives the flair. I just think that they need to do it in a small arena. And Michelob Ultra Arena fits 12,000 people versus T-Mobile, which is like 18 to 20 maybe.
Yeah.
Make it smaller, more compact, just the final. And then you've got your tentpole event that's a little bit early and you sell it out. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it was packed in the final.
Yeah.
It just wasn't the same like vibe. Also, I think that there is something to be said about if you're going to make it a neutral site, they try to make these games feel like quote unquote home games.
Mm-hmm.
Fly out those people's arena people. No shade to Frenchie and the other woman that was doing the in arena like commentating, etc. No, let the fans feel like they have a connection to the people that and let the MCs duel it out. Both MCs from both teams. Like let's have a competition. Like,
death match in the middle of the court.
I
with
just
the
feel like
NBA cup suspended over the top.
It just
so
felt
you know
too
what
neutral.
it's for.
That part felt too neutral. I feel like
yeah.
you got to get some familiarity so people feel like, okay, yeah, like it's going to be, we can make it a home team. Now make it a competition to see which fan base can make it more of a home game than the other.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see where this all goes.
Yeah.
Same.
It's been fun. It's been successful. I'm into it. I'm excited to see where they wind up next year.
Yeah.
That was a wordplay of where Dave wants it to be, which is Intuit Dome, which is up the street from him.
Yeah, that's right. Give me the 20-minute drive.
Yes.
For real. Okay. I wanted to look back. We did a couple podcasts in the summer of like way too early West rankings and way too early East rankings.
Oh no.
And so I wanted to pull those up and talk through them and see what changes we would make.
Oh,
these
and Clippers. I can tell you that Clippers
for sure.
Who are like the real contenders? Like who, and also like define contender, and then who are the real contenders. So I thought we could do that and use our way too early rankings as a vehicle to do that. So here are the Eastern Conference way too early rankings. If you are just listening on the podcast app or Spotify or wherever, the contenders that we have.
weren't too bad on this one.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
We weren't too bad on this one. The only one is that Cavs one.
That's
right.
That's the loud one that I'm looking at. But
let's talk through it. So I'm gonna read these out for our podcast listeners. The contenders, the Knicks and the Cavs. The fringe contenders, the Pistons, Hawks, and Magic. The dark horse contenders, Celtics, Sixers, and Bucks. The play-in teams, Raptors, Bulls, Heat, Pacers. And then loser for boozer, we have the Wizards, the Nets, and the Hornets. So
okay,
let's start from the bottom and see, like, do we want to add any losers for boozer? I think all three of those teams belong there. I think that the Pacers now belong there. I think everybody else, I mean, I guess are we going to put the Bucks down there? Loser?
Technically,
I
think, one, they definitely aren't dark horses. Like that's for certain.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would put them as loser for boozer, but I still think that they're just outside the play-in. So technically they would be the last in for loser for boozer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that when Giannis gets back, they'll put themselves in the play-in. They're right now they're a half a game back from the Bulls for 10th.
Yeah.
I think the Bulls are just perpetually one of these teams. I also think that the Hawks have just been kind of meh. And
they're both, Bucks down Giannis, Hawks down Trey. It makes sense that they're kind of slagging a little bit, but I would definitely take the Hawks maybe out of fringe contenders.
Yeah.
And I might put them in the dark horse category. Or I would put them in the dark horse category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
not a lot of fringe contending in the East.
That's a good point.
No.
Right?
I agree.
Good point.
Maybe this is crazy, but my fringe contenders would probably be, if I would give you the list today, I'd have Orlando.
Yep.
I would have Cleveland here. And I would have Boston here.
Interesting.
Yeah, I definitely would put Boston in my fringe contenders now. They've just been solid. Like, not unbelievable, not the Celtics that we've known of, recent years, but they've just been consistent. But yeah, interesting that you would still put the Cavs in fringe contenders, not counting them out, huh?
I'm certainly not counting them out.
Okay.
But I don't want to completely slide them out of. I don't want to put them in the dark horse category. They still basically have the same team that they did last year.
Yeah.
And they were the team that was supposed to be contending. Now they've recently had some bad losses and they look really bad. The vibes are really, really bad with this team. So I don't quite know what to do with them. So I'm like tentatively sliding them only back one slot. Now talk to me in 3 weeks. And if they're still looking this bad, they can slide down to the play-in, which is where they are right now. They're 15-13 right now. They're in 9th in the Eastern Conference, which is really bad.
Right.
It's really
That's why I'm like, I can't put them in the fringe contenders. I kind of want to put them in that like just outside the play-in dark horse category, just because, as you mentioned, they have the same personnel, but they are they're the team in the East that plays down to the level of their competitor.
Yeah.
They do not, I don't know why, but they're not rising above the way they played last year, where the same way that we looked at OKC, in that regardless of who they're playing, you're going to get the same standardized level of excellent play. Cleveland has been very amorphous this year. They're just like, who's in front of us? We'll play to that pace. We'll play to that level. We'll play that physicality. And I think that's why I'm like just outside the play-in dark horse for now.
Yeah. They're 3-7 in their last 10. They are only 1.5 games out of the 3 seed too.
Well, that's the East though, baby.
Wow.
That's the East.
So it's tricky because had they won, even if they were 500 in their last 10, like that's not great. But if that's the case, like they're in the top 5 in the East. And then, so this is all going to shuffle so much.
So much, yeah.
They're in an awful place right now. The Raptors haven't played great lately either. They're 4-6 in their last 10, but they're sitting at 3rd still because the East really outside of Detroit and the Knicks is just not great.
Yeah.
But I think I would put Boston up there. Boston's been really good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big believer in point differential as a number to look at when we're talking about like contenders or fringe contenders. And typically that number starts at a +6 for like a contender historically. And in the Eastern Conference, there are only 2 teams that have a +6, and those are the teams I would put at contender, and that's the Pistons and Knicks. The Knicks having the highest point differential in the Eastern Conference at a +8.8. And then you have the Detroit Pistons at a +6.3, and then you have Boston at a +5.4. And those are your top 3 teams in point differential. I'd almost like use that as an indicator of where these teams are rather than their record, because it is so close. And if you did that, your top 6 teams in the East would be Knicks, Pistons, Celtics, Magic, Heat, Raptors. So those are like the top 6 in point differential. The Cavs are 7th right now in point differential in the Eastern Conference, followed by the Sixers that are a +1. The Hawks are a +0.6, and then everybody else is negative.
Do you guys trust the Cavs in any way whatsoever? They're first round out right now to me.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
they're so soft.
It goes to the point of it depends on who they play. Right now, I don't think that the Cavs have established themselves. Right, where it's like you're coming to my table when you come play us. You're gonna have this same level of the lob threats every single time you play. You're gonna have this level of outside shooting every single time we play. You're gonna have this level of physicality on the wing in terms of defense every single time we play. It just seems like one game they're really good at the lob threat, and Evan Mobley is playing above the rim, and Jared Allen's playing above the rim. And mind you, they've had injuries too. I will give them that. They've had some inconsistencies in their roster throughout the season as well. But that I think that once you have them, even when you have them all available, I just don't know who's going to show up against who, like whoever they're playing. They played Memphis last night, and it just felt like they were a shell of themselves the whole game. So, if first round out, that's tough. In the East, I don't know if I'd do first round out with the Cavaliers.
That's true.
By
the East.
It's the East, and it's by that point in the year.
So they lost to the Bulls last night. So
Oh, the Bulls. Sorry, excuse me.
Right.
Yes, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Timberwolves. Thank you.
Which is also a bad loss. Like
yes,
bad
yes,
losses last night.
yeah,
But losing to the Bulls, who have been putrid.
Yeah, that. Thank you.
Is really bad.
It's not good. And again, it's because Chicago last night was just running them, and they were in this conversation with trying to be in the conversation of running. And it's like, no, just where's the defense?
Where's the identity?
Where's the identity exactly? And that's why I'm like, they haven't established themselves as when you go play Cleveland, you know you're going to get X. And I am. Last year, I knew what X was. I knew what X, Y, and Z was for them. And this year, I'm just kind of like, depends on who they play. So it's a good question, Dave. I don't know.
Yeah, there's still time, obviously, for them to get it together. But there's clearly something going on in Cleveland. I don't know what it is internally. There's something happening in Cleveland that really needs some like good reporting at this point, because I don't know what to say. Because listen, Boston is missing their best player.
Right.
They lost a ton of like culture setting players like Al Horford and Drew Holiday and all these players. And yet like they're still able to keep it together. Philadelphia has been a mess with regards to who's available, who's not available. And like they are still somehow keeping it together. Like there's not many teams that haven't struggled with like guys going in and out of the lineup. And that just can't be the excuse at this point. When you're playing Eastern Conference opponents every night, you're playing Chicago. Like, come on. Like that cannot be the excuse of guys being in and out. Like that can be everybody's excuse. I mean, when we go to talk about the West, I mean, the top 4 teams in the West, Oklahoma City, Denver, Lakers, Spurs, have all dealt with guys being in and out of the lineup. And yet they all are crushing teams in comparison. And so I don't know what to do with the Cavs yet, but they certainly, if you put them in the dark horse or playing category and you're ready to kind of bury them, I wouldn't blame you. But they're certainly not contenders anymore.
Yeah. That's regarding the reporting aspect of it. Like I am very curious because they're trying, but it just looks like they're not having fun. They're not.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something there. Is it Alex Rama leaving and going to the W? Are they like very upset about that? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Jordan Ott, like not being.
Here's the thing.
Was the thing.
I just think that the league has caught up to these guys in a different way, right? We saw them in the playoffs now a couple years in a row with this iteration of the team. They're playing big and somehow they get outbigged. You know, I feel like I almost was repeating myself a lot between the 2 seasons, their losses in the playoffs. I just don't buy that this iteration. Last year, gangbusters regular season. Obviously, everything worked out great for them. They had incredible health. This year, not been as healthy, not been as overwhelming. And the scouting report has caught up to him. You know, Mobley hasn't had the growth that he needed to for them. Like he needed to graduate and probably become their 5, I think, for them to be better. We talked a lot about all the experimentation they needed to do this year. I've been comparing it to that Bucks title season. We know that you're a great regular season team. You can win 50, 55 games. Cool. This is not a regular season sport. When you get to the playoffs, what happens? This is, now multiple years, again, getting kind of just punked. And this team right now is getting punked in the regular season. To lose to the Bulls the way they did last night, I mean, that's embarrassing for a team that, like we keep saying, when are they going to figure out their identity? Who are they this year? They just can't take a punch.
Yeah.
No, they can't.
It's tough.
So
and they got to figure out their defense. I'm sorry. I just want to put that out there that last night, like
mess.
Watching them go from man to zone, zone. I'm sorry. You're not going to do zone against Josh Giddey and Kobe White. And the fact that Chicago loves to put up threes, like they have no problem with that. and they couldn't rebound out of it. It was just figure it out, figure it out. And I believe in Kenny Atkinson. They got to figure out. And again, Dave, you just mentioned it is I feel like they're a playoff team, but we didn't even get to see that last year because they had the health issues, which is what they've had all this regular season. So now I'm curious, are they?
Yeah. Well, and like within that, like, where's the toughness throughout the roster?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's very like, all teams are affected by injury.
Can they trade for Dillon Brooks? Like, would the Suns be willing to risk it? Because it does feel like that's what the Cavs need. All that credit we keep giving Dillon Brooks for being a culture setter and a just attitude shifter.
Here's the thing: if you're relying on Dillon Brooks to create your culture, you have no culture. Okay, let's go to the Western Conference.
Wow, look at the shade. This is anti-Grizzlies shade somehow. I think.
It kind of is.
It
kind of is. Because he became their culture in a lot of ways.
He propped them up for sure.
The bottom dropped out. Okay, here are our West contenders. I will read them for people that are listening. The contenders: OKC and Denver. The fringe contenders: the Wolves, Rockets, and Clippers. Dark horse: Lakers and Warriors. The play-in teams: the Blazers, the Grizzlies, the Mavericks, and the Spurs. And then the gas station sandwiches. We've got the Jazz, the Pelicans, Kings, and Suns.
What kind of sandwich?
No, Dave, absolutely not. I'm not entertaining this.
It's like a turkey sandwich.
Who's buying a turkey sandwich at a gas station?
Oh, I thought you were going to try and be like, well, it depends on the sandwich.
Oh, no. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of sandwich. Like, are people getting like tuna sandwiches?
Maybe.
People got to eat on the road.
Soggy bread.
It's bad.
If you're not getting in the morning, I just don't see it being.
Yeah, it's bad.
The pre-made sandwich with tomato on it, it just soaks in the
and
bread.
The tomato becomes transparent at that point.
That is the Sacramento Kings to me.
That's why it's bad. So currently the bottom 5 teams that would be out of the play-in mix: the Blazers, Mavericks, Kings, Clippers, Pelicans. The Jazz want to enter the conversation. Their team continues to win games despite their efforts, I would say. Markkanen is listed as questionable now. It's like, okay, we've got to make this. Sorry, listen. Anything hurting, my man?
Oh, that's funny.
I would
How's
say
your tummy this morning?
Yeah, I would say like the teams that I would put at that spot currently: Pelicans, certainly. They're 5-22. The Kings certainly belong there. I think they have the worst point differential in the Western Conference at a -11.6.
Oh, okay.
I'm still putting the Jazz here. I just think that they want to end up here so badly that's where they're going to end up. And then I would probably put the Clippers in this area.
Oh, yeah.
I am so
Can we talk about this, by the way? Because in the YouTube comments, shout out to the folks hanging out with us. Someone says the preseason Clipper rankings, let me know how much NBA content is still name over game. All right, I'm going to push back on this. Okay. We watched the Clippers last year. They pushed the Nuggets to 7 games. Nuggets pushed the Thunder to 7 games. The Clippers last season, the last iteration we saw, would have matched up quite well with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Very well. They had the wing defense. They had the offense. Zubac was incredible last year. Every single player on that roster, except for, James Harden's dropped off, but not to the degree as everyone else. Everybody's dropped off. Every addition that they've made. Bradley Beal barely has even played. Brook Lopez is washed. The Chris Paul addition wasn't even supposed to be a player, and it has turned into a huge distraction. Every move they made backfired. Every single one. John Collins has not worked out for them.
No.
Going big has not been good. Zubac has actually been up and down this season after a couple years of being incredibly consistent. It's hard for me to put the blame on him just because that team just stinks around him. But every move that they made to improve failed, every single one. So, to say that people went name over substance with the Clippers, you can say that because it's the Clippers and we watch them fail all the time. But we watched this team be pretty good last year, and if they had beaten the Nuggets, there's a good shot that they make the finals. I mean, just like the Nuggets had a good chance too. So I do want to push back. They were pretty good the last time we saw them, and we didn't. Also, the other thing is, coming into the season, we hadn't heard a single thing about Kawhi negative, at least health-wise.
Yeah.
Only health, right? Everything else was pretty negative. And so when they started the year, right, he was playing, we were thinking, hey, they're going to have this healthy season, and then he didn't. So, I just think that if they had been full health and maybe not made some of these changes, it's a different story. But they do stink. They're bad.
Well, and like, I don't think that anyone could have anticipated, like, when you look at just 2-man lineups with Harden and Zubats are a minus 2.4.
That's your entire season.
And that was the difference from last year. They were music. Like the way that they worked, the whole story was about how they got together over the summer and they had been working out. And I mean, Zubats was wearing Harden's shoes. Like the connection was there and the pick and roll was so perfect and everything. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Well, this year or last year, take a guess as to what Zubats and Harden were last year net rating.
+8?
Yeah.
+10.
Wow.
Whoa.
So it's a big swing. It's a 12-point swing in the wrong direction for that duo. So it's not just, hey, and part of it is like they made some bad acquisitions, but their two best players have not played very well this season. And a lot of it on the defensive end.
Chris Dunn's not the defender he was last year. And that's a big factor as well.
They're old. They are incredibly old. And I think we're seeing this a little bit with the Warriors too.
Yeah.
It's hard to be old and resilient. It's just tough.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the real factor, OG unnamed YouTuber says they traded away their second best player.
That's right.
Losing
Norman Powell,
who has been the best player for the Heat this year. Like that's the difference. Like the miscalculation on Norman Powell for them, like that is the difference right now. The fact that they thought that Beal could be a percentage of what Norm was, and obviously they didn't think that injury would happen, but they put themselves in a really bad spot right now. So okay, let's go back to our list real quick. So we put them down there. Who are we putting in the play-in mix? I mean, we've got Dallas. I think San Antonio slides up, certainly. I think putting Memphis here makes sense. I think
the Warriors are down there in that play-in mix.
Yeah, I would say that too.
I think maybe swapping, certainly the San Antonio, we can see where everybody lands on that. But the Warriors belong in the play-in mix. You can speak to it probably better than any of us, Zena, but it's not been what they've expected.
Not at all. There's been, you guys saw the email coming out from Joe Lacob to a fan. Can't be more frustrated than me. And that makes me immediately think, I wonder what Stephen Curry thinks. Like, I'm sure he's also like, what is happening with the heroic performances that he's putting out and not getting the outcomes that you'd expect. There's just, with the Warriors right now, there is no, one, there isn't an identity. Two, they turn the ball over way too much.
Yeah.
And three, as you mentioned, Dave, like the age thing, you want to count on the consistency that you would expect from your older players in Stephen, in Draymond, in Jimmy, and Al Horford. But Al Horford plays a certain amount of games because of his injuries and him getting still acclimated to this season. And he's even said and come out and said, I got to be better. And that was supposed to be the difference maker. Remember, Kevon Looney leaves. Al Horford's supposed to come in, and with the basketball IQ that he has, and also we know what he did in Boston last season, right? It's supposed to elevate this team, and you just haven't seen it. Now, there's been pops for the Warriors. Of course, Quentin Post. We've seen the Pat Spencer games. but there still isn't enough talent consistently in that second younger group to kind of hold the fort down while the older guys maybe take a moment off, maybe take some games off or been out. I don't even know by the time we get to March, April, like if Steph Finn has to keep putting up these type of games, what's going to be left in the tank? So that's where I'm very concerned about what ends up with. Anyways, but the thing about that is you can never count out the Warriors while he's on that team. So that's why I think it's always going to be a play-in as a bottom level for them.
Mm-hmm.
Man, should they send Steph to a contender?
That's never going to happen.
Should we do this, Andrew? Do you want to do some Steph Curry fake trades?
No, I can't do that. That's sacrilegious.
Exactly.
That's why I thought you would love to do it, Andrew.
Wow. Dark horses. I think that I would. The Lakers are here for me. I would also probably slide the Wolves back.
I would slide the Wolves back. I think I'd put the Lakers in the fringe contenders. They've got. I mean, listen, you've got Luka. I mean, he's a top 5 player. That gives you a shot. This team's offense, I think, is going to be. I mean, it is special when all their guys are out there playing. And we don't. I mean, they've won a lot of games, and we can split hairs about the way that they've won and some of the losses that they've had. I don't think they've looked great. But if we're going to have a fringe contender category, I think that they're in it. More than a dark horse, because they do have Luka, they have LeBron still who can be effective, and Austin Reeves has been really, really good this year. He's a borderline all-star. He probably is making the all-star game. So I think I'd move them up, but the Wolves are down to me. Obviously the Clippers are out of that category. But yeah, I think I'd bump the Lakers up. They've been better than I anticipated early.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you picking the Lakers against the Nuggets, Rockets, or Thunder in a series?
No.
Then they can't be. Then they're.
Well, hang on. Now, maybe the Rockets. Yeah. I actually think that they and the Rockets are closer than maybe people realize. This is for me.
Hold on. So wait, where are you putting Phoenix then?
Well, Phoenix is not a fringe contender. Play in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Lakers have lost to Phoenix every single time they played this season.
Yeah. How many of those games were they? How many of those games were they full health? They've sat a lot Luka's missed some time. Brian obviously missed some time.
Sure.
Phoenix hasn't had full health either.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like,
I also think Phoenix is one of these teams that's going to catch a lot of teams sleeping. We see this every year.
Agreed. And that's why I struggle with the Lakers being put in that fringe contender category, because one thing I'll give a lot of respect to the Lakers for, and I give respect to any team that does this, they beat who they're supposed to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you look at their last 10, they went 7-3, I think, in their last 10. Yeah. And the teams that they beat, Pelicans, the Jazz, the Clippers, the Mavs, like they did what they were supposed to do. And I'll throw in the Bucks as well. But the sandwiches in that: lost to OKC 121-92, lost to Phoenix 125-108, lost to Boston 126-105. So it feels like when you're in these competitive conversations with more with teams that are also of that caliber, we're not seeing the same level of domination that they've had against the Charlottes of the world or the Kings of the world.
Yeah.
I can't put them in fringe contender when you've got you beat the Spurs, yes, but by 2. You beat the Raptors, yes, by 3.
Are we down to 1 fringe contender? I mean, it's just the Rockets, pretty much.
I mean, let's take a
hold on. Let's look at it.
We don't feel like the Spurs are there.
I would put the Spurs and Rockets in the fringe contender list,
but not the Lakers.
Not the Lakers. I don't trust their defense.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying I trust them to win. I just think that
I put the Spurs and Rockets
players they've got.
Like, would it be crazy if the Spurs wound up in the conference finals?
No.
I don't think that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Would it be crazy if the Lakers wound up there? I mean, Luka has dragged teams with less talent.
Yes, but better defensive teams, though, Dave.
Sure, and that's true. That is true.
Much better defensive teams. The Lakers have this stretch in their season that has propped them up quite a bit. They played New Orleans, Milwaukee, Utah, Clippers, Dallas, New Orleans.
That's the stretch I'm talking about.
That 7-game stretch is propping them up pretty significantly. And they're still, and again, like point differential, I think really matters. And their point differential is 1.
Yeah.
And
okay, you're giving all the stats to prove my point. So thank you, Andrew. Thank you so much. Like that's they have these large gaps against really competitive teams, but against non-competitive teams. But then the second they get into competitive matchups, it's like debatable. Like it gets close.
They have the names, certainly, and they have the offensive talent.
Mm-hmm.
If you were just to say this, do you think a team with DeAndre Ayton as the center in 2025 is a contender?
I'm glad you said 2025.
I don't care. I mean, yeah, they were good. He was at one point he was really good. When he was in Phoenix, he was really good until he wasn't. But I just don't trust a team that has him at the center position. If he somehow became Jared Allen,
right?
Then
I will say I have looked at this entire season with that in mind, and I'm not saying that this is my argument for them being fringe contenders, but one of the things that I continue to think about is if they can upgrade in the middle, it really helps them. I mean, obviously it helps them, but Gafford might be available. Goga might be available. There are guys that they can go after that I think that they can upgrade. But all right, I'll look. They're dark horse. I will acquiesce to you guys. It's crazy to put a team with that much high.
You don't have to acquiesce. You don't have to.
No. I look, you guys. You make a good point. The defense stinks.
It's bad.
It does.
But man, I just would not want to play against Luka Doncic come playoff time. I just think that gives you a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Luka might
the team is good enough around him, like offensively.
Yeah,
the defense is just bad.
Yeah, they're not good enough defensively.
Who would your what I just said about Stephen Curry, where you just can't count them out if Stephen Curry's on the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious, particularly Dave, because I know you feel like that about Steph as well.
Yeah.
But who would be anyone else in the league, really? If you have this player, you cannot count them out. No, Jokic?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's Jokic, Shea, Steph. I say Luka.
You say Luka. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Okay. I figured it was involved too.
And it might, I mean, like Wemby might be one of these guys already. We don't know,
I think he's still developing to that, but
yeah. Next year, yes, he's that guy. I'm just calling it now.
Well, and what the playoffs taught us last year is that depth really matters.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the teams that got there with good defensive depth are the ones that were standing there at the end. Like Indiana had really good depth, that really two-way players, that's what you need. Mm-hmm. And the Lakers don't have enough of those guys, period.
Yeah.
They just don't.
That Bronny James roster spot needs to just become a player.
There's a lot of roster spots for the Lakers that need to become a player. Let's be real. I just don't. I don't know that Jackson Hayes is doing enough for them. Dalton Connect is not a guy that's giving.
They just assigned him to the G.
I know.
Yeah.
Marcus Smart, while he's not making a lot of money, that's another one. They have Nick Smith Jr. on the team. I don't know. Jared Vanderbilt's a really good defensive player, but offensively, you can completely take him out of the game. Once come playoff time, everybody's zeroed in. Hey, Jared Vanderbilt, you don't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you have those guys on your team, it is really tough. DeAndre Ayton's another one. I mean, the Thunder played Ayton earlier this season. He'd been having a really good stretch. He comes into OKC. The Thunder just neutralize him. And you can't have that many guys that can be neutralized. That's the problem. It's not Luka. It's not LeBron. It's not Austin Reeves. Those guys are great. It's just who's the next guy up that you're counting on. Maybe Rui Hachimura is the guy who's had the best season for them next, and he's had a great season. But then who after that?
They've got too many guys that on any given night can really entertain us, right? Jake LaRavia can pop. Dalton Connect can pop. They can put on shows for us, but it's not something that it's I'm putting my money in that you'll be able to come in and either one, keep the continuity of success in a second unit and a third unit, or two, at least if you can't even produce offensively, give us something defensively. Yeah. That's the problem with the Lakers right now. I think their supporting cast is too much of a novelty as opposed to a consistency.
Yeah, agreed. And then I think OKC and Denver, I think we had it right for the contenders. I think those are like the two true contenders. It would be a little surprising if anybody but those two represented the West in the finals. You could definitely see either one of those teams making the finals.
Absolutely.
Even Houston at this point would be a little bit surprising if that's the team representing the Western Conference. So I think we had that right there. So I think
we would be impressed with the Rockets if they made it. Like, oh.
I'd be shocked if they offensively get it together enough, because it's just so different in the playoffs from the regular season. It is really, really tough. So really the only misses were like Clippers were a big miss, but that was everybody that missed on them. I think San Antonio is better than a play-in team. And then I think really like the Warriors as well, just not being who we had hoped is another one. And then Phoenix has been a surprise in a good way.
I think of all the teams in the West, the acquisitions that Phoenix made and the development they had over the summer, I think is the one that we very much underestimated.
Yeah, without a doubt. All right, we will be back with another episode of the NBA Daily tomorrow. I believe Fred Katz will be our guest.
Let's hope.
Which will be super fun. Yeah, confirmed.
Always.
Oh, confirmed. All right, we got Fred Katz for tomorrow, guys.
Fred Katz for tomorrow, which will be really fun. We got Slam and Jam. It's Jazz Week.
We got to talk about the Cavs tomorrow with Fred. I gotta know what is wrong with him and what is going on.
Yeah,
they're gonna make trades. They have to. This is actually the season that it's time to make a change.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
What do they say about doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting the same result?
Yeah, insanity.
Yeah, it's not good.
Cavs sanity
in a bad way. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope you guys are enjoying the holiday season, and we will talk to you guys again tomorrow.